Hello and welcome to my channel, Nilou Gaming. After literally years of abuse, it's time for the monsters of Genshin Impact to finally get some sweet revenge. In today's video, we're having our very first monster DPS Showdown. So how the heck can a DPS showdown like this work? Well, instead of using our cute Teyvatian local fauna as punching bags for these silly humanoid meat bags called waifus and husbandos, we're going to allow them some time to finally shine through all the abuse they've endured for oh so long. Now, what prompted me to make this video? It was seeing Nilou's comically large 80,000 HP pool. My goodness, who'd have thunk that the thickest character in Genshin Impact would be this tiny dancing lady? However, Nilou will be the final boss that our contestants will be facing, because, spoilers, 80,000 hit points is a ton for the enemies to do. So we will have a preliminary round where the monsters get to perform some much awaited child abuse, has 20,000 hit points, and is the perfect appetizer for our monster friends to devour. And the top 4 will get to face off against the thick Nilou's 80,000 HP pool. Now there are a ton of monsters in Genshin Impact, and in this video the contestants will be our favorite giant vegetables, the 3 Regisvines, our 4 Overlord robot buddies, and 5 mystical creatures of Teyvat. If you'd like to see the cubes, weekly bosses, and more, smash that like button and that subscribe button while you're at it to show me that you enjoyed this concept. Anyway, now for the most important part of this video, the disclaimers. All runs of this video were done at world level 18 against my Childe and Nilou builds. I did each of these runs a few times to the best of my abilities and problem solving. There are absolutely ways to improve each monster's DPS that I did not do in this video. Just because monster A is better than monster B does not mean that monster A is better than monster B. This is just an anecdotal comparison between these monsters, and I'm not here to grind infinitely just to save a few frames to a few seconds. So please take everything with a giant grain of salt. Let's start off as we always do, with our favorite appetizers as usual, the Regisvines. As fiery as it might look, the Pyre Regisvine is quite docile in comparison to its closely related cousins, and it always likes throwing this bulb thing on the ground which takes forever to explode for it to do any sort of real damage. Perhaps it's possible to get it to do its machine gun attack a couple times in a row to roast our favorite man-Childe, but alas, Childe had an excruciatingly long 33.38 second lifespan against the friendliest of giant plants, the Pyre Regisvine. Now the Electro Regisvine really came out swinging in comparison to its Pyro counterpart. With a couple swipes and a couple face slams, the Electrovine put Childe out of his misery in 19.68 seconds. And wow, the Cryo Regisvine has finally gotten some sweet justice. Fun fact, the Cryo Regisvine is the most abused world boss across the entire player base of Genshin Impact, and it's great to see it shine here, literally one-cycling our battle-obsessed Tortorg Glorglorp. Our Cryo Regisvine burned all 3 stacks of its elemental skill, which is smash its face into the ground, which did just enough damage to easily win against its fellow planty brethren. Up next, we have 3 of the oversized overworld robot friends attempting to annihilate a literal child. Our Duplo block friend has been with us for a while, but for some reason I just couldn't get it to do its infamous 3-hit combo unless I shoot it from up top. Regardless, its 3-hit Transformers ability where it turns into a 6-year-old boy's favorite things like a sword and a rocket ship were the perfect toys to destroy our child named Childe in just 20.72 seconds. Next is the fairly freshly added robot chicken. It's great to have a variety of culinary delicacies to savor in DPS showdowns. For this enemy showdown, the Aeon Blight Drake comes out swinging, and try as I might, I actually found it really difficult to get hit by its hot wings attacks. After a few attempts, I did manage to get hit by the second hot wing attack, which ended up finishing off our favorite Tartar Glorglorglorp in just 20.45 seconds. And next we have the monstrous giant Dorito. This algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of Overseer network has the world's most easily avoided attack. You'd have to literally fall asleep on your keyboard and hope that your face didn't fall onto the W, A, S, or D keys, which would actually move you out of this infallible attack. But if you actually did fall asleep and not on the W, A, S, D keys, this thing is pure death. What a satisfying and expedited finishing of our least favorite child in just 14.15 seconds. Up next we have three somewhat reptilian themed enemies, a robot snake, a rock-headed lizard, and a wolf snake. Alright, so who invited this terrible robot snake into this game? This thing is not only horrible to fight, but it basically doesn't even attack either. At the beginning, it does no damage with its attacks. Seriously, it's just wasting time jumping in and out of the ground for literally ever. May as well literally go take a nap and write your own algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of Overseer network to help laser you to death instead of waiting for this thing to take out a child. It took a massive robot snake 50.9 seconds to wipe out a measly 20,000 hit points. What a complete and utter disappointment. Now, a much more competent reptile is the Primogeo Vishap. Honestly, if it didn't spend so much time yelling at the top of its lungs, it could have saved a lot of time off its own run. But alas, we did just wake it up, so it's understandable. This thing is quite aggressive and attacks fairly often. With his 3-hit normal attack string and his elemental skill, Bad Breath Attack, Childe was disposed of in a very reasonable 18.15 seconds. There appears to be a theme for giant snake-like enemies. They all like to be annoying by somehow being really difficult to hit. This thing also takes its sweet time, as it needs to do a couple of attacks to actually take out our child friend. However, with another giant laser beam of death, the Golden Wolflord took out Childe in 31.03 seconds. Our last trio of enemies for this preliminary round are the Muppet Pastor, the Kagumenki, the Vathismal Bishop Herd, Doral Kafenders, and the Green New Chicken, the Tageshroom Jerbloom. Well, the Kagumenki is another boss that's asleep whom we have to awaken. After its agonizingly long standing up phase, it finally gets to work to make mincemeat out of our favorite punching bag, Childe, in 24.17 seconds. The Vathismal Vishap Herd is an interesting fight, as it takes a while for them to really get going. But once they touch tails or whatever they're doing, and start shooting countless projectiles of death at you, your character gets superconducted to Kingdom Come, and Childe was only able to last for 19.13 seconds. Man, I was just running out of ways to say the same thing effectively over and over for all these monsters, but fortunately, our angry chicken friend did his 3-hit combo, which is just enough to single cycle Childe in a ridiculously fast 10.5 seconds. Why are chickens always so dangerous? Alright, so we finally have all the results tallied up for the initial 20,000 hit point challenge. Let's sort them from fastest to slowest. And after doing so, the Jade Plume Terror Shrew managed to win this contest with 1,905 colossal DPS, with the Cryoregifine, literally one of the first overworld bosses most of us encounter, coming in second place. That's quite an impressive feat given how early of an enemy the Cryoregifine is. Anyway, we'll be taking our top 4 performers and moving them into phase 2 of this epic monster showdown. Who can take down the colossal, thickest of all tanks, this 80,000 hit point titan, Nilou out the fastest? Let's start with our top 2 seeds, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom and the Cryoregifine. Man oh man, this Jade Plume section took me way more attempts than I'm willing to admit. Childe must have gotten real lucky to have gotten murdered immediately by his 3-hit combo, as I could barely ever get this dumb overgrown mushroom chicken to do its 3-hit combo. After learning its attack patterns and even helping it murder us faster with the use of Aggravate and Quicken, it took this thing nearly 63 seconds to take out our newest favorite, thickest 80,000 hit point waifu. It's great to see just how terrifying the Cryoregifine can be when it gets to attack us uncontestedly. If only it wasn't so frail and easy to knock down, perhaps it would actually be a force to be reckoned with, instead of just being everyone's favorite punching bag. Thanks to the Regifine's powerful "the floor is ice" ability, it managed to be notably faster than even the Jade Plume Terror Shroom against our 80,000 HP target. And the last 2 contestants in this video are the Primo Geovishap and the Algorithm of Semi-Intransient Matrix of Overseer Network, aka Dorito-kun. Well, the classic, the tried and true, the original, slightly durable punching bag, the Primo Geovishap, really came out swinging. With his laser breath that he should really get a checkup on, as well as his multi-hit combos that are usually easy to avoid, the Primo Geovishap outputted an incredible 1,507 DPS, which allowed it to deal 80,000 damage to Nilou in 53.18 seconds. Now Dorito-bot came out incredibly strong and did over half of Nilou's health with just its opening act. Shoot a gazillion lasers that will only hit you if you get hit by it on purpose. Attack. The name of that move being only slightly longer than the Dorito-bot's actual name. Honestly, this time is so close to the Primo Geovishap's that I'd effectively consider this one a tie. This is perhaps one of the more ridiculous videos I made on my YouTube channel. I do think a lot of the initial 20,000 HP results would be quite different if all of them got a chance to throw down with Nilou instead, since a lot of their attacks get far more threatening as the fight actually goes on for longer. But alas, do we really have all day to watch our overworld boss friends wail on our poor waifu? Yeah, not really. Let me know what you think about the results of this first ever enemy DPS showdown. Let me know who you thought was going to win at the beginning and if that changed your expectations. If you'd like to see a part 2 featuring the missing world bosses as well as the weekly bosses, smash that like button. Also, I regularly make Genshin Impact videos ranging from Caesar showcases, DPS showdowns, guide videos, and more. So be sure to smash the subscribe button as it's the best and easiest way for you to support my work. Also, don't forget to like the video and leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Win to Lose, signing out.